Watch out, world. Sibs Cast is coming to you live from the east to the west. We're here to tickle your brain with the mustache of Steve Harvey with the realness of Family Feud. Whether you're an only child or adopted, we get all the funny and come be a part of our family every week.
Hi, and welcome to the Sibs Cast. Starting a little late, but we will be up and running shortly. Number is on the bottom, email's on the bottom. If you want to call in with any questions. We are here, so doing this live, trying to do it every week. Let's see who. So we're just waiting for my brother. Should be back on shortly. I'll tell you a little bit about my week. Worked. I'm a system administrator. Just make sure servers and computers and printers and switches and routers are all working, talking to each other, making sure people could do their job. That's about it. Let's see, Easter coming up this Sunday for those celebrating. I got a giant shark behind me. Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 1. No spoilers, but a friend did tell me that the first episode is going to be the happiest episode of this season. So, hold on to your girdle, Gladys. It's about to get real. No spoilers, and I'm sure my brother will want to talk about that as well, so I won't go too much into it. Picked up a couple games this week. Don't have a ton of time to game, but do try to get in when I can. First game I picked up was Satisfactory. Pretty sure it's in early access, but it's really great so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm not very efficient with it, I'll tell you that. I know I go on the Reddit and everybody's like, 100% efficiency, and I'm like, spaghetti works for me. But I am doing a second round, and I'm much more efficient, get it much more planned out, know how to work with Foundation and stuff. It's like Factorio meets like Minecraft, but you can't really dig as much as you want. Meets like, I don't know, it's like 3D Factorio. And I thoroughly enjoyed Factorio. Very, very good game. And this is fun to play around with. I like the alien open worldness. Some things are challenging and frustrating and get you thinking. Definitely want to see where they take the game for sure. I know the developers are pretty active, putting out patches and updates and such. So, and then my friend, another friend. Oh, I have two friends. I only have two friends. Just kidding. Not really. He told me about this game called For the King. So we used to play this game called The Yogg. Pretty sure that's what it's called. And it was super fun. And we played it for a long time. Just trying to see all the scenarios. We played it drunk, sober, at parties, by ourselves. And we loved it. I loved it. It was fun. So he said this is kind of like the Yogg, and it's like random storytellingness mixed with D&D. Love D&D. So
Check.
really enjoy that that game. Matt, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Mic check.
I can hear you, can't see you.
Hey, how's it going?
So, hold on, let me just finish up what I was talking about.
Go
and then
for
you
it.
can jump in. So it's like, and then it's got like D&D aspects, and then it's also like a roguelite, where like random events happen, and you have like moves per square, and the combat is fun. You unlock things the more you play with like lore books. So we're probably gonna play that later. But I played it last night for the first time, and I really enjoyed it. So if anybody has any questions about that, they could always call in or shoot us an email. The information is at the bottom of the screen. So, hey, look who decided to join us.
Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. I was ill prepared this fine evening. I was playing 18 holes upstairs, and loaded up my laptop to see if anything was going on. I currently don't have a cell phone, so I wasn't able to communicate with my brother to see what was going on. But I'm here. So what's going on? What's up? What's new? What's going on?
Nothing.
Talk to me.
I kind of been talking to. Let's see. Oh, I didn't even see how many viewers we had. Hold on. This could be an exciting number.
Woo! Can't wait.
Two viewers. We got two
All right,
viewers.
viewers. Hey, viewers, what's going on?
That's great.
How
So
are you?
I touched on. I didn't even talk about it really. I just said that Sunday, season 8, episode 1, Game of Thrones happened.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Easter for a second.
Oh, I did. Easter's this coming up week. I did touch on it,
Okay,
and I
good.
said, anybody who's going to be celebrating that, enjoy it.
Yeah. The resurrection of Christ, baby. Resurrection of Christ.
Yeah.
right.
But then Game of Thrones, did you watch it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Did anybody in this country not watch it?
Some people on the Twitters tried to be funny and say, like, one guy said he went shopping at Trader Joe's and no one was in there. And it was,
all right. Well, here's my take on it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything too descriptive. I'm not going to throw any features or anything that happened. But I will say the things that I'm upset with about it. And the first is there's only going to be 6 episodes this season.
Yep. Wait, I thought there was 8.
6.
Oh, no way.
The first episode was less than an hour.
I think it was like an hour, 2 minutes.
After credits.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's credits and the recap in the beginning. So I don't know. Possibly.
It was 51 minutes of actual film.
I thought they said it was going to be minimum an hour every episode.
That's what I thought too. And it was 51 minutes. And there was filler of like, Daenerys and Jon Snow going on the dragon ride.
Whoa, that was cool. That was not filler. That was one of my top moments of the show. It was so cool.
That was filler, bro.
That was not filler. All
Filler.
right, so 6 episodes. You're right. That makes me a little more sad.
It should have been at least an hour and 20 minutes minimum.
Well, I mean, they said it's going to be every episode's going to be epic. So,
hey, can you make sure Pops gets the link, please?
already sent it.
Thanks.
Now, I do want to say a friend of mine told me that this was going to be the happiest episode of the season. Wow.
Well, I was happy a couple times.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, I think this is
I'll tell you 2 times when I was happy. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
When Bronn saw Jaime in the end.
When
Bran saw Jaime in the end.
I don't know if he fully expected that.
He smiled. He's like, bitch, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Right?
And he could see everything, so he's probably like...
Exactly. He already knew it was happening. He was just like, he was waiting for him.
Yeah.
And the second time I smiled is when Reek saved his sister off the ship.
Yeah.
And they had that moment on the bow of the ship. And she was like, oh, you want to go.
Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Well, easy. I mean, like, character arc-wise, I think he has the craziest character arc possibly of the show. I mean, he was like, oh, I'm pretty cool. we're gonna take Winterfell. Oh my God, no! I'm like not even this person, and now he's like on the build up again. Like,
Yeah.
what a roller coaster ride of a
No,
character.
totally. But I've had a theory. Now, I've never read the books, but I've had a theory for a long time,
Yeah.
and I'm still running with it. It hasn't died yet.
Okay.
Are you ready to hear it?
Yeah.
So Bran is able to control the Ghost Walker dragon.
Oh yeah. Yep. I'm into that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that would be amazing.
I think that it would be too if he could turn the Ghost Walker dragon on their own people.
Yeah.
And then utilize all three. I think that would be their only chance of survival, and that would be. I can't wait till Jon Snow tells Daenerys that they're brother and sister, or first cousins, or whatever. Like
aunt and nephew.
aunt and nephew.
She's his aunt.
Okay.
But he already dropped the bomb that the Night King has a dragon. Oh, what about the opening scene? Like when they play with the little map, miniaturized map, and the wall was broken. I was like, oh, snap.
You know what messed me up even more about the intro?
What?
In the end of the intro, it takes you down into a basement.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going to happen in this basement? What is going to happen? It was the very end of the intro.
Right. Like it went straight down
straight down into the place where all the statues are.
Yeah. Winterfell.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Something big's going to happen down there.
Well, I think even in the preview, you saw the women and children and Varys hiding down there.
Yeah.
When the battle was going down.
Not a big fan of Varys, by the way.
I mean, I think he's an intricate part of the show.
I think
he's like not as bad as Littlefinger, but like not good.
I think that he has expunged his welcome.
Well, I think it's foretold or foreshadowed that he's going to die this season. So
he's not offering a lot. He's not offering what he used to offer.
Yeah,
that was knowledge. He doesn't have the little birds anymore. So what good are you without the little birds?
I mean, he still has a lot of connections in Westeros, and I think Dany could use those.
Brian,
what?
There was only 2 cities they mentioned on the intro. There was only 2. That's Winterfell
and King's Landing.
No other cities matter anymore. It's 1 versus the Night Walkers.
Yeah. Oh, I loved when Sansa pretty much told Tyrion that he's pretty dumb for thinking his sister's going to send their army.
And I thought that you were the most cleverest man in the world.
Oh, all right. One more thing.
Yeah.
I saw on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter a lot, but I'm on Twitter more than before.
Twitter's a good thing, man. It's
good. Some guy said everybody on their like online dating profile, every girl changed their like description or whatever, their tagline to, if you want a whore, go buy one. If you want a queen, earn her. And I thought that was so funny because I'm like, it's probably pretty true. Every girl did do that.
Well, your Highness, I did just offer you my entire army.
Oh, you're on Greyjoy.
How you doing, man? But anyways,
yeah,
good episode. I think that it could have been a little longer. They could have went through a little more detail of some things, but it was beautiful. Everything was portrayed right, and I honestly think that everybody's going to retreat south. Just I mean, can the White Walkers survive in the warm? I mean, where there's no winter. Honestly.
Well, they had that one in the box when they brought him to the Dragon's Den. That was alive, alive.
He was also able to cross an ocean via boat.
Yeah.
Do other White Walkers have boats?
No.
All right.
I mean, I could maybe they could trudge along the bottom of the ocean.
You think very slowly?
Yeah. That'd be a scary thing to wake up to, just zombies coming out of the water.
What?
Mout, Mout.
No!
I'm going to Dorn.
They're like coughing up fucking sea bass and shit.
I don't know why wildfire isn't more widely used with these guys, because I mean, I know Cersei unloaded a whole bunch to blow up that citadel or whatever it was, cathedral. But I mean, they die by fire, so why not just throw some wildfire in there and let that spread?
Because the only
kill
way
off a bunch of them.
The only way they'll die is dragon glass.
No, you can burn them.
I wonder if there's a way you can infuse dragon glass with that.
With like wildfire? Not unless
Like,
you're that
no,
guy who could like light up.
Oh, dude, dragon glass bombs with wildfire. Wildfire.
Yes.
So when they blow up, little
It's-
shards of dragon glass fly everywhere,
Oh.
and wildfire just sprays everywhere.
Yeah.
So little cannons of that, if they could shoot off cannons of that,
Boom. I mean, I know it'd be pretty massive, but I think it would take out a good chunk of those.
wildfire dragon glass explosive cannons.
You heard it here first, folks.
Right here.
George R. R. Martin, give us a call. Numbers
We're ready.
Numbers right. Where am I? Right there. Boop, 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 boop. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
How's the rest of your week?
Oh, it's fantastic, man. I finally got a full work week.
All right, how'd that go?
3 days. It was fantastic. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I really love my job. I can't say enough good things about it. I couldn't be happier where I'm at and doing what I'm doing.
Well, you're a very, very talented chef. So
I'm very fortunate to be working, where I am and doing what I'm doing. So I'll just leave it at that. And I just smiles for miles, baby. Smiles for miles. Life is good.
Are you working Sunday?
Yeah, I work. Sunday's going to be Easter, so the members are going to get a nice little Easter buffet,
Yeah. What time are you getting off?
I'll probably be working until about 4 or 5. What's
okay.
going on?
I won't be home till like 5 or 6. Mom wanted to do something.
We're
planning on the air.
I think that we could probably have Easter dinner at my place here. I'll talk that into it. I don't think it'll be a problem. I can prep on Saturday night and have everything all ready, and all Dad has to do is just fire it up.
Yeah, we'll run it past the fam thread after.
Yeah, sure. I just don't have a cell phone, so I'll be responding via Dad's text. You know what I mean?
Why don't we have a cell phone?
Just finances. So I got a big old bonus and this and that, but turns out I had a couple credit card bills I had to pay off, and I just I paid them off. So I paid off all of my credit card bills. I'm debt free.
Hey, that's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's really good. So I'm debt free right now, and just I'm scrounging paycheck to paycheck. But you know what? It's all good, man.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Do you still do that? What did we used to do? That like net wireless or something?
No.
Who'd you have for a carrier?
I had Verizon, and I had because I didn't have internet where I lived before. I used my cell phone as my computer, my internet, my TV, my everything. So my bill was pretty high. It was unlimited everything, Samsung SG8 Plus, whatever.
Right.
So it was like $149 a month bill.
Yeah.
But
if it was your everything, I mean,
it was my everything. It was my everything. So, but I paid the phone off.
Mm-hmm.
So I own the phone.
Right.
I just got to pay them a couple more bucks, probably like $200 or $300. So if there's any listener out there who wants to say, hey, I want to sponsor Matt and pay his phone bill, go right ahead. Just shoot us an email, give us a call. We'll put you right in the air with us, and we'll take care of things off the air later. But until then, I'm just going to, just ride it out, cell phone free. And if you need to contact me, email me. Simple as that. Now I got Wi-Fi. I'm good.
All right. You'll have to give me your...
Well,
have Dad text me your email later.
Sure, sounds good. And but either way, so yeah, that's kind of what's going on. I did some slow cooking this week, actually.
Oh yeah, tell us about it.
Sure. So yesterday, I made 3 meals in 40 minutes.
Wow.
You want to talk about slow cooking?
That's the opposite of slow cooking.
No, I slow cooked 3 meals in 40 minutes.
40 minutes doesn't seem very slow.
My friend, you have no idea. So, the 3 dishes that I made was whiskey glazed caramelized onions and mushrooms,
Mm-hmm.
served atop a wood fire roasted chuck eye steak.
Mm-hmm.
My next dish was a mushroom, onion, and falafel frittata.
Ooh. All right.
Mushroom, onion, falafel frittata.
Mm-hmm. That's a mouthful.
And then my third dish was a chicken noodle soup pot pie.
Ooh.
Topped with fire roasted tomatoes.
Mm.
Would you like me to get into detail into maybe 1 or 2 of these things? Or
Yeah, pick your favorite.
I really think the frittata came out wonderful.
All right. Tell us a little bit about the process.
So when you make a homemade falafel, we're fortunately lucky enough to live with a pretty high Greek population, so we've been exposed to some really fantastic falafel. And all it really is mainly is ground chickpeas, a little parsley, some seasoning, salt, pepper, and this and that. But there's really a key step to making the best falafel ever.
What is it?
And that is, you cannot use canned chickpeas. They have to be dry chickpeas. So
where do you get dried chickpeas?
Oh, I get them at Ocean State Job Lot.
Okay.
Good old Bob Red Mills brand.
Mm-hmm.
Comes in a 1-pound bag for about $2, or you can go to any grocery store in the Mexican aisle or the dried bean aisle, and there's going to be dried garbanzo beans. Then you soak them for 2 hours. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Take out a food processor. What I like to do, I like semi-homemade cooking at home, but when I'm at work, I like to go deep into it. But at home, I'm all about semi-homemade.
Right.
So I take a little can of the pre-made chimichurri sauce.
Mm-hmm.
You take the soaked chickpeas. You drain them. You put them in the food processor. You take the chimichurri sauce, fresh garlic, 3 cloves, parsley, fresh parsley, salt, pepper, lemon. You want to get lemon zest and juice. Okay?
Both.
Zest
important.
and juice. No seeds, please.
Yeah.
You process it until it becomes like a dough. It'll just keep whipping and whipping and whipping. You add a little bit of water as you're whipping it, and soon you'll see it form into a dough, like a dough ball.
Mm-hmm.
You take that dough ball, and then you let it rest on a plate in the fridge for 2 hours.
Covered, uncovered?
You want to wrap it with plastic wrap over the top.
Covered.
On a plate. You pull it out, and then you roll it out between 2 pieces of parchment paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just take a little cookie cutter, and you cut out little balls. Doom, doom, doom. Then you form them into little meatballs. Then you squish them. Then you take them, you take a little butter, a little more garlic and onions. You put it in a pan.
Mm-hmm.
Let it kind of caramelize a little bit. Then you throw in these flattened balls in the pan. You just slowly sear them, turning them ever so gently. Maybe a little more salt, maybe a little more pepper over the top. If you see them drying out a little bit, take a little more lemon. You just want to build flavor as you cook it.
Right.
And then you just take it, you throw it in a wrap with some chopped pickles, tomatoes, onions, tzatziki, a little bit of hummus. And if you're feeling really risque, you'll throw a little topping on there. Mm-hmm. You roll it up. Oh my gosh, hot peppers and everything. It's just a little hot sauce. It's the best wrap you've ever had in your freaking life. Then I took all the leftovers of that and I said, what am I going to do with this? And then we had 4 dozen of farm fresh eggs from a local chicken coop in here in the neighborhood. And I cracked about half a dozen eggs, mixed in some of the caramelized onions and mushrooms from the steak dish, and threw it in there, and then baked it at about 350 for 20 minutes. Every once in a while, poking the top, seeing where we're at, and until it was fully cooked. Shredded some sharp cheddar cheese on the last 2 minutes of it, completely coating the top, and it was just like an ooey gooey masterpiece. And this morning I woke up, cut a nice slice, threw it between an English muffin with some butter. Oh my gosh. You want to talk about a breakfast? It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Sounds amazing. And that was
slow cooking
with
Chef Matt.
Chef Matt. Totally forgot the banner, but I popped it in at the end so everybody can see it real quick.
What's up? We got a slow cooking banner. How's everybody doing? All right. Yeah, man. So that's pretty much it. You know, it's cooking's really simple. You just really got to take your time with it, and you know, you gotta yeah, go for it, man.
I find like cooking is like an art, and it's like you can be more creative. Baking, I find more of like a science where your ingredients have to be pretty exact, timing has to be pretty on time for things to turn out all right. But like cooking, I could like look in the fridge, see I got a couple ingredients, throw something together, throw something on, you know, sauce or cheese on top, and you know, I'm eating pretty good. You know, I find I like that part of the creativity, and kind of like you can go on your own. You know, you don't have to follow a recipe, and it can still turn out really well.
Well, I agree to disagree.
What part?
So, like anything, you said it's an art form. You know, when you're an artist, you need to have one particular thing, and that's an eye for what's right and what's wrong. Right?
Yeah. But I mean, there's varying degrees of art as well.
Well, let me finish, please.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to baking bread or making a lasagna, sure. When you bake bread, you need to have a specific amount of ingredients, and it needs to be somewhat accurate for it to come out somewhat good.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Okay. At the end of the day, you also need to know how to adjust something, because everything impacts baking. Humidity of the room, how well the flour is kept, what kind of flour you're using, what kind of yeast you're using, what kind of sugar you're using. And all those things can be adjusted. It's just a matter of having the eye to be able to make the adjustment on the fly and creating something that is great. Ultimately, my main goal, whether I'm cooking or baking, is making something that's irreplicable, something that I know that somebody is not doing, and knowing that I'm doing it better than everywhere else that we could, you know, when I make a dish at home, I make it so it's better than when you go out to eat.
Right. And I think that comes definitely with time and experience, that you're able to adjust and, you know, kind of fix it or adjust, I guess is the best word, on the fly.
Have the eye. You got to be able to have the eye for it and make the call and be like, okay, you know, I be confident in yourself when you cook. You really have to be confident. Yeah. Okay. It looks like this is happening. Okay. Well, my potatoes are brown. Why are my potatoes brown? Maybe because you used chicken stock from last week's roasted chicken. And just because it's brown doesn't mean they're bad. They're going to be delicious. So I'll tell you what we're going to do now that they're brown. We're going to add in a pat of butter, and we're going to throw it in a nonstick pan, and we're going to sear it off and make a pancake, a potato pancake out of it. And then we're going to garnish it with fresh scallions and drizzle gravy over it and serve it over roasted chicken. Like, you just got to be able to see what's going on and make the best of what you got. And if you can do that, you're guaranteed to keep everybody in your household happy.
But
you gotta be
feel
like, man, you got to be passionate.
I agree.
I'm passionate about flavor. I love flavor. I can't get enough flavor of any. Like, if somebody says I have something that you've never tasted before, I'm going to try it, and I'm going to see what it's all about, and maybe I can build something with it. But I've tasted a lot of things.
Yeah. I'd just like to hark on one point. I just feel like in cooking, you have a little more wiggle room when it comes to wiggle room, maybe like leeway. I don't know, just like you can get away with more with cooking. I feel like with baking, everything's got to be, just tighter, more precise.
But like I said,
Maybe that's what I like about cooking.
Well, baking's tough, but at the same time, hey everybody, Great Kitty's here to visit. But at the same time, you also have to understand that you can also make adjustments with baking.
Right. But I feel like you need to be at a higher cooking class.
Oh yeah, totally.
With adjusting baking on the fly as opposed to adjusting cooking on the fly. Like, oops, I oversalted my meal. I could adjust that. Probably easier than if I accidentally doubled the amount of flour in this baking recipe.
Totally.
Now it's totally botched.
Yeah. Well, if you're baking at home, it's definitely different than baking commercially.
Yeah.
That's all that I'm going to say. But you can still make some pretty good stuff at home, baking breads and things like that. So don't shy away from it. Actually, I did hear one cool thing about bread baking at home. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
It used to be all about the stone. You're going to cook on the stone. You're going to have the stone in your oven. So when you bake your bread, it bakes on the stone and it's all good. But now we're slowly moving into steel. If you bake bread on a thick piece of steel, it comes out because the steel holds a hotter temperature. The bread cooks faster and comes out fluffier and lighter and better. So that's just a little trick or a tip for you guys out there.
Excellent.
If you are into the home baking, look into a little thick piece of steel that you can pop in your oven and get really hot, and then throw your loaf on that thing. It's going to come out better, fluffier, way more air pockets. It's just all around a better quality product.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm here for you guys.
Yeah.
So how many viewers are we at now? What do we got?
Two concurrent viewers, but
we still got 2 viewers. That's great.
I mean, they're solid. They haven't left. They've been watching the whole time.
Perfect. All right. So
we know one of them. We don't know the other one. So
hey, how you doing?
Thanks for sticking around.
Probably the government.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? I paid my taxes, and yes, we could really use $200. I could pay some shit off, but come on, hook me up.
No, we're fine. We're not begging for money on the air.
You know what I'd say? You know what I'd really love to do?
What?
Oh my gosh, I did it already.
What'd you do?
Shot a 35 on Goddard Park.
Oh, wow.
35.
That's really good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude.
You were in the zone?
Brian, there was a 470-yard par 4. I was on in 2 and parred it. The 8th hole.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of distance to cover.
I hit a drive and then a low flight 9-iron. It was just like an all forearm shot where I just kind of like pushed it into it.
Yeah.
It just nicked the top of the bunker that guarded the green and just released right to the flag. Ugh, it was unbelievable. I was on fire. I was on fire, dude.
I got to get you and Dad a GoPro so you can get some of these shots.
Hey, Dad can put it within like 3 feet to the flag from like 160 out.
That's really good.
Consistently.
Yeah, that's really good.
Consistently.
We're talking golf, listeners, if anybody didn't get that.
He rolls the motherfucker. He rolls it. And then it just, as soon as it hits the flag, it's just like, yep, park. And I'm like, Dad, how'd you do that? He's like, I'm putting for birdie. And I'm like, me too. He goes, all right, we'll see who gets it. Crazy, man. We're going to play tomorrow. We're going to play 18. We have a tee time at 11:12. Really excited about that.
Good deal.
Yeah, can't wait. I want to play. I love golf, man. It's definitely it definitely helps me mentally.
It's good.
It just because it's a game where you really have to be focused, and I like to keep my focus going, and that definitely helps keep it going, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, moving on from golf. Nothing else is really happening besides just kind of hanging out, doing my thing. What's up with you? Everything all good?
Pretty good.
How's Banner Manza?
Well, he's having a tough week, so
Sorry to hear about that, man.
yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, sorry to hear about that. Everything will come through, and I hope that I'll pray for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Notre Dame
Can you
caught on
believe
fire.
that? Can you believe that?
I mean, I did some reading on it. Did they find out the cause?
No, but there was one guy that I watched that they interviewed, and it just really struck home to me. He was a native Paris fella, and he said, "To me, that church was like my mother. When you find out your mother just got hurt, what do? You want to help, and you cry."
Mm.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what, man? I can totally relate to that. That's fucking crazy shit. Like, just the way that he described it was beautiful, romantic. It was just everything you'd expect a Frenchman to say, you know? And
yeah, I mean, because I think they said it was like 700-800 years old.
750, yeah.
I know they were doing construction on it, so they had a lot of the important stuff that was stored there, placed elsewhere. But definitely a lot of the stained glass got ruined. So definitely our hearts go out to Paris this week.
And the Hunchback.
Yeah.
And the Hunchback. I hope he made it. I really do.
Yeah. No, Quasi, I think he'll be all right.
Love that dude.
Side note, I'm a very amateur screenwriter. Not really. I wrote one. And someone online on Reddit was asking for help to read his screenplays. So I did. Write a couple screenplays. I'm helping him write those. So I think maybe I'll reveal more as we get to writing.
Cool.
I think that's kind of fun.
Hey,
more of like a ghostwriting role.
Can we take 5 minutes and talk about Bitcoin? Can we hear what you got to say about Bitcoin? Or
yeah, of course.
Yeah, let's get a little Bitcoin talk.
So Bitcoin, the mother of all cryptocurrencies, currently hanging around 5K. It's definitely we're in a slight bear market. We have been since over a year now. Since not this past January, 1 year, the year before. It was started going down. But I mean, it's definitely the future. I mean, cryptos are just amazing. And then, people have a negative connotation towards it because, potentially what it was used for. But I could just counter argue that cash is used for any and all of the things that it's being accused of. Anonymous transactions. I mean, things like, the Silk Road happened. So, it just gets a lot of negative connotation, but I think it's getting more and more positive light. Ethereum, another huge player in the cryptocurrency spectrum that I think has a really bright future.
Yeah.
This is not investment advice at all, obviously. But I think, the people who are creating it, Vitalik is a genius, and I think he's really level-headed, and I think he's bringing a bright future to that coin. And I think going forward, it has a ton of potential. I mean, from things like, if you have to wire money, like Western Union charges so much, I could, with Ethereum or Bitcoin, move $1 million, for pennies on the dollar, like for so cheap, if you don't want to even pay pay a ton in gas or pay satoshis for the transaction. It's so cheap, and I think, paper money is going out. No one has cash on them nowadays. You know what I mean? It's all on your card or on credit. There's a couple of really, really great videos out there about cryptocurrencies. But if anybody has any questions about cryptos, I'd be happy to answer them. I got into cryptos back with Dogecoin, which is still around.
We used to mine them. I still have Doge. I still have some Dogecoin.
Yeah, we used to mine it. That's how I first got into it, and man, it was a blast back in the day. It was fun. It was exciting. The community was crazy. I think Jackson Palmer created it, and we just had so much fun. But yeah, I put a lot of time and effort and money. Lost some, but learned lessons along the way. But always be happy to talk about cryptos anytime anybody wants to call in. Number or email us, shoot us a question, anything. Be really, really happy to talk about it. So, yeah,
man.
I think we got a little bit of a late start, so I think we'll call it.
I think so too. I think that it was a great episode, though, and I look forward to our followers watching us next week.
Yeah, for sure. We are gonna have to figure out. I think you might have to take more of a social lead since Megan is busy with work now.
I can do that.
Just like
promotions.
Yeah, like mainly just Twitter.
You got it.
Just tweet it out.
I can do that. I'm all about it.
That we're live, and I can help.
I'm all about it.
If you create an account, I can help us get followers.
I just have one problem.
What's that?
I don't know how to get to the link to watch our stuff.
Oh, so I'm gonna end the stream, but don't hang up.
Just email it to me.
Yeah, well, I'll just explain it to you super quick.
Okay, gotcha. All right, everyone. We'll catch you later, and we're gonna end it to you with our non-sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by Natural American Spirit cigarettes and Jack Daniel's whiskey. So if you have any of that stuff, please send it our way.
Oh, and if you want me to